This is South Korea's most thrilling horror film, 6 Horrifying Nights. What did they actually experience? At the end, I will provide an in-depth analysis, and everyone is welcome to join the discussion. Without further ado, let's start with today's film, 6 Nights, the 5th night. Xiaomei is the owner of a restaurant. After closing up for the night as she was about to eat, she suddenly saw a man leaning against the window, staring at her eerily. Xiaomei felt a wave of panic, but nothing happened. The next day, Xiaomei helplessly looked at the negative reviews on the takeout orders. That night, the restaurant was quite empty, and suddenly the lights started flickering, just as Xiaomei was checking. Sana nawatanta. It turned out to be a prank by her best friend. At this moment, a delivery order came in, and Xiaomei saw it was from neighbor 613 again. She was very angry because the neighbor ordered delivery at this time every day and always left a bad review on the platform. Although Xiaomei was angry, there was nothing she could do. When she passed by neighbor 613 after work at night, she always had an indescribable feeling of fear, just as she was walking past. The next night, after Xiaomei had just seen off the guests, she noticed the neighbor had given another bad review, and she was very angry. At that moment, the lights flickered again, and she tried several times but couldn't turn them on. Then she saw Xiaomei was terrified. The next day, while drinking with her best friend, she talked about that strange customer from 613, saying he orders every night but always leaves bad reviews. She also mentioned that if he has any complaints, he should let Xiaomei know. Her friend suggested an idea, saying, "Didn't that person say your cooking is garbage? Then just make some garbage for him to eat." Sure enough, the takeout order came again that night. Xiaomei followed her friend's idea and took some trash from the bin to deliver. The next day, her friend called, saying there was news about someone who ate takeout and fell into a coma from food poisoning. Xiaomei also saw the news and realized it was in her neighborhood, making her feel uneasy. After work at night, she arrived at the door of 603, wanting to see if it was this person, just as she was about to press the doorbell. It turned out to be a dream. As she looked towards the door, an inexplicable sense of fear arose in her heart. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, startling her. She opened the door, and it was Uncle Hat. Uncle Hat said that the person from 613 was killed by a murderer 7 days ago. Xiaomei was very surprised and said that in the past 2 days, she had still delivered takeout to them. Then Xiaomei learned that it was the murderer who ordered the takeout. When Xiaomei was returning home in the evening, she saw warning tape on the door of 613, just as Xiaomei was about to leave. Xiaomei was so scared that she covered her eyes. When she looked at the door again, nothing had happened. She suspected she was hallucinating. That night, Xiaomei received a takeout order on her phone. She was very surprised because the delivery address was actually her own home. At that moment, the lights suddenly went out, and Xiaomei was very frightened. She turned on her phone's flashlight to check. But just then, she was so frightened that she fell to the ground. Then a person appeared in front of her, took off the hood, and the sinister expression on the face left Xiaomei speechless. The film ends here. From the beginning, the movie laid down many foreshadowing elements, such as the neighbor's continuous takeout orders, the repeated malicious reviews, and the strange observer outside the window. These details continuously amplified Xiaomei's anxiety, and the way her best friend suggested using leftovers to retaliate became a turning point in the plot, reflecting the impulse of an honest person being provoked and setting the stage for the escalation of fear that followed. When she learned from Uncle Hut that the neighbor had long been dead, it overturned all previous assumptions, instantly transforming the conflict with the neighbor into a chilling scene of coexisting with the killer. As for why the killer sought revenge on Xiaomei, it was because her poison takeout disrupted the killer's plan. This is all done talking about movies. If you like it, remember to follow. See you next time. Bye bye.